I hate my house, but what am I supposed to do? It's the real estate show. Welcome to the Real Estate Show. My name is Rick Naples. I am the owner-broker of Zone Realty LLC. You zone your home. What do you do if you hate your house? I've talked here on the Real Estate Show a number of times about all the processes of going to purchase a home and all the different steps that you go through. And even if you make an offer on a house and something sidetracks it where you need to break the deal, how do you get out of the contract? But what I wanted to talk about on this show is a subject I've talked about and touched on a few times on the Real Estate Show, and that is, what if you buy a house and then you have buyer regrets? You buy the house for the reasons that you think it fits all your needs, fits your lifestyle, fits what you're planning as far as family is needed, maybe as far as number of bedrooms, number of bathrooms, location, yard, and so on and so forth, and maybe price. You buy the house, you move into the house, and during the first year or so, you make the house your own. Everything is great. You've changed the colors maybe as far as painting walls, you've done some landscaping, maybe you've done a few little fix-it jobs here and there. You've made the home your own. But now you've gotten to a point where you no longer love the house. You've fallen out of love with it. It's maybe not the right size anymore, or maybe it's just too big, or maybe there's been a change that's requiring you to look at something different. You're just not happy. So what are you going to do? Well, let's talk about that after this presentation. The title of this show is I Hate My House. Well, you don't really hate it. It's just that the house doesn't work out for you anymore. You could be in a situation where the house is too big, it's too small, maybe maintenance on the house is getting to be too much, or whatever reason there might be. You're just not happy in the home you're at. So what are you going to do? Well, logically, you might want to try to sell the house. If you're going to sell the house, obviously, you're going to contact a realtor. They're going to come out, do a listing appointment, do the pricing on the house. It's going to get listed, marketed, and then subsequently sold. You also will look at what you're going to do when you do sell your house. Are you going to buy another house? Are you going to move into an apartment? You know, what are the plans as far as that's concerned? That's just one option. The other option is to make the home that you're in now fit what your new needs are. Now that can be a number of different things. You might have to remodel. Some folks are very good at doing some self-projects and doing remodeling themselves. Some others have the ability to hire someone else to come in and do the remodeling. But what if you don't have the possibility of doing that? I mean, you might be able to change what's in between the walls, update a kitchen, update a bathroom, change around the bedroom, so on and so forth. But what if you can't add on to the house? What if you don't have a big enough piece of land to add a garage or add a second floor or add an addition to the house in order to expand? Well, again, you have to look into the possibilities of maybe selling your house and moving to something that fits your lifestyle a little bit better. There's a third possibility. Besides selling the house or remodeling the house, it's making adjustments within the house to better fit your lifestyle. And what I mean by that is you may want to refurbish the house. You can have a situation where you've been in a house a number of years, the kids have grown up maybe and gone away, you've got that extra bedroom that's just sitting there and it's no longer needed, and you might look at converting that bedroom into a utility room, or a study, or an office, or a crafting room, or something along those sorts to better fit what you need in your present lifestyle. So there's a lot of different options out there. Let's look at this presentation of a house for sale, and I'll be back right after to talk a little bit more about when you hate your house. I get emails all the time here at the Real Estate Show, and as you know, at the end of the show, we do the Real Estate Mailbag, where I answer some of those emails that come in, or just make a comment on the topic of the show, whatever we happen to be talking about. And I'm talking about on this show, what do you do when you absolutely hate your house? And hate is a strong word. I'm just using that to kind of demonstrate a couple of thoughts, but let's just say you're not happy. You're just not happy in your house anymore. You've outgrown it, or maybe the house has outgrown you. What are your options? What are you going to do? And as we said, you can remodel, you can sell the home, or you might just make adjustments as to the way the house is arranged inside the walls. Change the rooms as far as how you use the rooms, because now you have extra room in the house or whatever. There are a lot of things that you can do that would make your house work for you. If you do decide that selling the home is the best way to go because you need a bigger house or you're scaling down to a lower house, the recommendations we always make here on the Real Estate Show is to find a realtor that you feel comfortable with working with. Now, a realtor should be able to sit down with you and discuss your needs and wants, very similar to when you bought your house that you're in now. Most people have bought their houses using a realtor, and hopefully you go back to that same realtor. But, time's passed. It could be 7 years, 8 years, 10 years have passed, and you may not be able to locate that realtor or maybe even remember who that realtor was. But in either case, you're going to be looking at possibly selling your home. So you want to meet with a realtor and talk about the options as far as what you can do if you do put your home on the market. But what's most important is you need to do your homework. Now, as I said, you may hate your house, but you got to give it a second chance. You got to look at that house and say to yourself, is there something I can do to make my home better fit whatever my new needs are or new situation is, besides just selling the home? And that's when you look at remodeling projects, or as I said, readjustments or moving some things around. Sometimes homes become dated. You may have a home that you've been living in for 10, 15 years and it's time to update the home. Maybe change the bathroom out, or maybe update the kitchen a little bit, or look at the way the rugs are. Maybe it's time to change those. New colors on the walls can always give a house a new, fresh look. Changing the landscaping outside. Changing a driveway from stone to asphalt, or from asphalt to stone, or whatever. There's a number of different things you can do. If it turns out that you're just becoming uncomfortable living in the house that you're in, then obviously you have to look at the options of getting out of the house and doing something different. Let's take a look at this quick little presentation. I'll be back with some final comments on when you hate your house. So I hate my house. Every time I come home, there's another project that has to be done. It's a never-ending work in progress. When I think I've got everything under control, something breaks, and I got to replace it. Every weekend, I'm doing the lawn. Every weekend, I'm doing trimming bushes. Winter time comes, I got to clean the driveway. Seems like it's snowing week after week after week, constantly shoveling the driveway. Now there's problems with the walkway because the ice has changed the stones and raised them or lowered them or whatever. Now I gotta relay the walkway to make it smooth so nobody trips. The garage door is not opening. Something's wrong with the garage door. A window is cracked. The gutters need to be cleaned. Oh, there's a flood in the basement because a pipe broke. Now the stove don't work. I don't like the color of the living room anymore. That carpet looks like it needs to be cleaned or replaced. I'm just not happy and I'm tired. Wouldn't it be nice to have something brand new? Wouldn't it be nice to maybe live in a place where I don't have to take care of the outside? Possibly a condo or a co-op situation. I'm just tired. How can I make my house? What can I do to make my house so that I don't hate it anymore? I remember when I bought the house, how much I was in love with it. It was new. It was exciting. I was going to make it my own. I had color plans and how I was going to place furniture. Or maybe I was going to update a kitchen or update the bathroom. But now that love affair has kind of ended. So now I have to make a decision on what I'm going to do. And as I've said, you basically have only 3 decisions. It's either time to move on to another property, remodel the property that you're in to better fit your needs, or if you can't remodel by adding on or going up or going sideways because you just don't have the land, maybe it's time to readjust the way the rooms are, using an extra bedroom, turning it into a study or turning it into a crafts room or something along those ends. I've seen many people make adjustments and even borrow garage space. But a word of caution here. I'm going to show a little presentation about some of the worst remodeling projects that you can do. And these are projects that will actually devalue the home that you're in. Let's take a look. This is the part of the real estate show I call the Real Estate Mailbag, my opportunity to address questions that are sent here to the Real Estate Show or just questions that are asked me while I'm out on the street talking to folks. And I came across a person that basically said exactly what I'm talking about on this show. They didn't like their house anymore. It's time for them to move. So I asked them a couple of questions. The questions simply were, well, what do you don't like about your house? And they went on and on with a whole laundry list of all these little different things. Turned out that most of the things were not so much the house itself, but just overwhelming type maintenance projects that this particular person just didn't have the gumption, the ability, the money, or whatever to do. And they wanted to just basically let somebody else worry about it. Well, that's fine. But again, I had to caution them because, you know, if you have a long laundry list of things that need to be done on the house, you can't run away from them. Because when you do put the house on the market, there will be a home inspection and some of those things may have to be fixed. So just be real careful as to what those things are and why you're truly looking to possibly move out of your home. My name is Rick Naples. This has been the Real Estate Show. I thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.